Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Karen Donaldson, and today we are going to be talking about how to stay calm in a crazy and chaotic world. It's certainly something that's going on right now, but it might be going on at other times in your life as well. So the focus today is how to stay calm in a crazy and chaotic world. And I'm going to pull up my screen and share some things with everyone. And so here we go. Maybe you felt like this. Maybe you feel like these emojis on this page, like you might be angry or sad or frustrated or upset or scared or anxious. So we're going to talk about some tools that you can use today to help you get through that now, or really whenever that might happen to show up in your life. And I'm also recording this for a radio show podcast, so we'll have a couple pauses here and there, but during those times, we're just going to take some breaths in and breathe. So thanks for being here with me today, and let's go ahead and get started. My name is Karen Donaldson, and I am a registered dietitian and the owner of Excel Weight Loss Solutions. I am also an EFT, which is Emotional Freedom Techniques certified practitioner, and an Emotion Code certified practitioner. Both of those modalities are absolutely wonderful. And if you'd like more information about me, you can go to my website at excelweightloss.com. That's EXCEL. weightloss.com. You can also send me an email at excelweightloss@gmail.com. So let's first talk about what I would call chaos brain. At the bottom of this page, I put a diagnosis of chaos brain. And so some of the symptoms of chaos brain, you've probably experienced them if you're anything like me. Overwhelmed, anxious, maybe a little grouchy, although it's nice to say maybe the other people are grouchy and it's not so much you. Maybe you're struggling with sleep or having some insomnia, and maybe some physical ailments are showing up as well. And not that there can't be other things going on, but a lot of that can have to do with what's going on inside of our minds and when we're simply overwhelmed, and we have what I call chaos brain. Thoughts that you can't shut off, ruminating thoughts, can't focus, can't concentrate, maybe foggy in the brain. There's just too much going on. And so here's what happens, and here's part of why this is happening. Adjust that. When we're under stress, basically what happens is that stress triggers what is called the emotion center of your brain. Sorry to check the timer. So stress triggers the emotion center of your brain, which is called the amygdala. And that's a little part of your brain kind of behind your nose that senses danger signals. And then once this amygdala, this emotion center of your brain, senses danger, it can send a signal to the command center of your brain, which is called the hypothalamus. Now, this is really, really good if there is danger. I'm going to go back to this page. It's really good if there is danger out there. Let's say you're out in the woods and you see a bear or a wild animal, or there's a dangerous situation and you want to run. You absolutely want your brain to be on high alert. You want that fight or flight response to be triggered, and you want to be able to act and respond so that you can escape the danger. And that's good when it happens in that situation, and it's beneficial. We don't really want that to go away. But what happens for so many people is that we are in that fight or flight mode like all the time, or nearly all the time, or every night, or every morning, or every time we go to work, or turn on the news, or whatever the case may be. And that's when it's not so good. To be in fight or flight mode and have your amygdala be on high alert all the time is not great for you or your health. And so what we end up doing is trying to have different ways to feel better. And I put in quotation marks, treatments. So things that we might use to feel better. Certainly with many of the people that I work with, food and especially carbohydrates. And there's a reason for that, which I'm going to share in just a moment. Maybe it's alcohol, maybe drugs or nicotine. Even Netflix binges can be a way that your brain is seeking out to help you just feel better, like you just need to have all of that chaos go away. It's kind of like Calgon, take me away. What can we do to just feel better in the moment? Some people turn to shopping, some people turn to gambling. Again, a lot of people that I work with turn to food, and it doesn't really have anything to do with hunger. We just know that we need something to help us feel better. And so speaking of food, let's talk about that for just a moment. Comfort food and also the other vices actually do make you feel better in the moment. But the reason is that they hijack your brain chemistry. So let's say you're having one of those chaos brain moments and you're like, oh my gosh, I can't take this anymore. I just need to feel better. When you eat carbohydrates like bread, cereal, rice, pasta, cookies, crackers, donuts, chips, bagels, waffles, tortillas, Gatorade, Powerade, you name it, soda, all of those things, basically that raises your blood sugar levels and your insulin levels. And indirectly, that can increase the levels of serotonin and dopamine in your brain, two very powerful neurotransmitters in your brain. And you do feel really calm and happy and satisfied until you don't. So like with anything else, they can make you feel better in the short run, but you usually end up feeling worse in the long run, and they don't actually solve the problem. So no judgment here. I've been there, done that. It's what we've been conditioned to do. But excuse me, we know that there is a better answer, or we're going to find out that there are some better answers. And that's what we're going to talk about today. Things that actually work better for your mind and for your body in the long run, and also in the short run too. So let's talk about some of those things, and we're actually going to experience some of them on this call with this video. So be sure to stay tuned because we're going to actually practice some really cool things. So I've put a list together here of other mind, body, more holistic things that can help to calm the chaos and that stress response in your brain that really do work better for your mind and also for your body. We're going to talk about each one of these in a little bit of detail. One of them, essential oils. We're going to talk about how to use those. Supplements, sometimes we're missing out on something. EFT tapping, if you haven't experienced yet, you're going to get to experience a little bit of it today. Letting go of old emotions with a modality called the Emotion Code. Gratitude, which is so very helpful. Joyful movement, and excuse me, mindset shifts. So we're going to spend a few minutes on each of these today. And again, there'll be a time when I'm going to ask you to participate so that you can actually feel the effect that these have on your body. So let's talk for just a moment about essential oils. Now, a lot of people have essential oils, and I want to share at the end the best possible place to store your essential oils. So hang in there. But basically what happens with essential oils is that when you smell them, and I've got bottles of essential oils on my desk right here, when you smell them, and that aroma goes up through your nose, it actually goes directly to the amygdala, to the limbic system of your brain, to that emotion center, the same emotion center that is affected by the stress response is also affected in a good way by essential oils. And that's why they are so powerful. So when you inhale them, that calming signal, especially if you're using a calming essential oil, and there are different types, that calming signal goes to your amygdala, basically tells your amygdala, okay, we're all right, it's time to get out of fight or flight mode, it's okay to calm down, there's no danger, you're okay. And then that amygdala can tell the hypothalamus, that command center of your brain, that it's okay to get out of fight or flight mode. We don't have to be on high alert. Our blood pressure doesn't have to go up. Our heart rate, our breathing, we can basically calm down. So this is a really good tool to use to help you stay calm in chaotic and stressful times, but anytime really. You can get online and look up so many amazing benefits of essential oils. And there are many good sources as well. There are blends of essential oils. This is a particular anxiety reducing essential oil, but there are single oils. So the thing about essential oils is you got to use them. Okay. So I know so many people that have, oh, do you have essential oils? Oh, yeah, I have them. Oh, they're here somewhere. Oh, I think they're in a drawer in the bedroom, or they're in the medicine cabinet, or they're in the closet, or wherever the case may be. So do you guys want to know the very best place to store your essential oils? Right in front of you, on your desk, on your kitchen counter, someplace that you will actually see them and use them. Like, they'll be in your face. Mine are right here on the desk where I work all the time. So before I see a client online or do some work, I'm like, oh, before this presentation, I think I'll use some essential oils to help me feel better, calm down any anxieties, whatever. They can also be used to give you energy as well. Which is great. So I've just talked about how you can use them when you smell them, when you smell the aroma. There are ways that you can use them and ingest them as well. There are so many ways to use them. So this is a very simple tool that you can have in your toolbox to help you feel calm in a chaotic and crazy world right now. So use your essential oils. Lots of good resources out there for them. Okay. Next thing I want to talk about is supplements. And of course, I always want to say that you need to be sure to check with your medical provider about what is the best option for you. I have no idea what all the health histories are of all the people that are listening to this presentation. So I do not want to make any blanket statements about what supplements are the best to use and what you should be using. But I will tell you that when you're under stress, it's very easy to become depleted of important nutrients that your body needs. And sometimes your body needs these to actually not feel so stressed, to not have such a dramatic stress response. So I'm going to share some of the more common ones, but again, check with your provider about what would be best for you. Very often when we're under stress, we may be low on B vitamins. Those are pretty famous for being the stress vitamins. Magnesium is another one that if you're low on magnesium, it can actually create some anxiety and more stress feelings. I put this product on here because it's an over-the-counter product. It's called the Anti-Stress Drink. It has magnesium and, calcium in it as well. And you can mix it with some water, take it once or twice a day. It might be something easy that you could add into your program. Melatonin, of course, people use that to help with sleep and decrease stress. There are things called adaptogen herbs that help you adapt more. So health food stores, your doctor, a holistic practitioner, find someone that you trust that you can ask about supplements and see if that's something that's missing. Because you can do all of the oils and the tapping and the meditations and things that we're going to talk about, but if you're short on some of the basic nutrients and things that your body needs, it's just going to be harder. So be open to that, explore some of those options. A couple of other supplements that aren't directly related to stress, well, kind of they are. Vitamin D. A lot of people are short on vitamin D, and it's helpful in so many areas of your life. For depression, for functioning of your immune system, for your muscles, and probiotics as well to help the health of your gut. So a lot of things happen in our gut. It's sometimes even called our second brain. So we really do want to be aware of our gut health. It affects our mental health, it affects our immune system, it affects our digestion, of course, really important. So probiotics can play an important role when it comes to your gut health as well. And you also might want to check out some greens. Of course, it would be optimal if everybody ate all of their fruits and vegetables every day, but it just doesn't happen. And sometimes when you're stressed, that may not be the first thing you turn to. You might not say, gosh, I'm feeling really stressed right now. I think I'll go have some broccoli. That would be nice, but that's not usually what happens. And so you may want to have some sort of greens, either in a capsule or a powder that you mix in with something, just to make sure that you're getting all of those nutrients that you need. So again, look at what you're doing. If you feel like supplementation would be helpful, it probably would. I use supplements as well, a variety of them at different times of my life. So I want to encourage you just to be open about that and see if there's some things that could help you to feel better, get you at a good baseline. All right, I'm going to pause for a moment and take a drink of water here. We're going to move into talking about some mind, body, energy healing modalities that are very, very helpful for decreasing the effect that stress has on your body and also for decreasing symptoms of anxiety. And one of the very, very best modalities for this is called EFT, which is Emotional Freedom Techniques, which is also called tapping for short, because you literally are tapping on different acupressure points in the body. So I'm tapping on them right now. If you're listening to this instead of watching, you can email me for a copy of my book, my ebook. Email me at excelweightloss@gmail.com, and I will send you a free copy of my ebook, and it will show you all of the different tapping points. And if you know them, you could be tapping along with me right now. But basically, by tapping on these points, these are acupressure points, and I'm showing you them as I'm talking to you. While you are tapping on these, you are literally sending calming signals. Think of this like, whoa, I'm sending calming signals to the emotion center of my brain, to that amygdala. So right now, sending calming signals, sending calming signals. I'm telling my amygdala that I'm okay. It's all right to get out of fight or flight mode. I don't have to be in freak out, panic, anxiety mode. And so maybe this side of your brain is going, wait, what? Ah, we're having chaos over here. And you want us to be calm. Chaos, calm. Well, what happens is as you're tapping, those calming signals start to take over and your brain starts to reprocess that information really under better brain chemistry. So there are clinical research studies that show that tapping actually decreases stress hormones. Yep, get that. EFT tapping decreases stress hormones like cortisol. So that kind of goes back to weight. If you're also interested in releasing extra weight, very helpful to not have a lot of extra fat storing cortisol running around in your body. We do need some, but we don't need as much as we need when we're under stress. So tapping on these pressure points actually decreases stress hormones. For the record, it can also increase your help to boost your immune system as well. And it can decrease symptoms of anxiety, which means then you're going to get to calm down that chaos brain. It does so much. And it's right here at your fingertips. It's a very easy process to do. It is helpful to have some guidance from a practitioner. So if you need help, I want to encourage you to reach out to me or someone that you trust, especially if you're trying to work on some bigger issues. But there are also some very easy things that we can do to use tapping in the moment to bring down that stress response, those anxious feelings, and so on. And we're going to talk about those easy things that you can do in just a moment. We're going to take a break for the radio station break. Before we go, I just want to remind people that you can find me at excelweightloss.com, excelweightloss.com. You can also email me at excelweightloss@gmail.com. My name is Karen Donaldson. I'm a registered dietitian and an EFT certified practitioner and an emotion code practitioner. And today we are talking about how to stay calm in a crazy and chaotic world. We're going to pause for just a moment. So just take a breath. I'm going to reset the timer. Take a drink of water. And now I'm going to say welcome back. So that was our break. I hope you had a good breath. So welcome back again, Karen Donaldson from Excel Weight Loss Solutions. And we're talking about how to stay calm in a chaotic and crazy world, or anytime when you're having a lot of stress, or on a daily basis, how to keep that fight or flight response down. So in the last section, I shared that we were going to actually practice some techniques. And that's what we're going to do right now. We're going to practice a technique called press and breathe. That's what I call it anyway. We're actually going to be pressing on a point on the top of your hand, which is called the gamut point. For those of you listening, it is on the top of your hand, below the groove between your ring finger and your pinky finger. Again, you can look in my book and you'll see this gamut point. So your fingertips are on the top of your hand and your thumb is just on the back of your hand as kind of an anchor. And we're going to just be pressing on that point while we are doing some breathing. So if you would all do that, I'm going to stop share for a moment and come back to demonstrate this for you and have you participate. So let's go ahead and 2 or 3 fingers on the top of the hand, and the thumb is on the palm of your hand. And it doesn't matter which hand you are using. You can use the left hand, you can use the right hand. What I'm going to ask you to do is to take some deep breaths in to the count of 6, and I'm going to count those for you. And I'd like you to just notice like how easy or not easy it is to breathe in all the way to the count of 6 to get a full breath. And what you might notice is that it's going to get easier the more that we do this. So that's another really good way to decrease the stress response. So let's go ahead and do that. Fingertips on the gamut point. Thumb on the back side, on the palm side. You can leave your eyes open or you can close your eyes, but go ahead and take a deep breath in. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And let's do that again. Deep breath in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and let it out slowly. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And one more time, really big deep breath into the count of 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And breathe out. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And let's do that one more time. Pressing on the point the whole entire time. Deep breath into the count of 6. 4, 3, 2, 1. And let it go. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Very nice. What you might notice, you probably notice, is that you do feel a little bit more calm or a little bit more relaxed. And even if it only helped a little bit, that still was like a 30-second to 60-second little technique that could even just take the edge off. Now, I've had people do this, and by the end of the 3 or 4 or 5 breaths, they're like, "Whoa, what just happened here? I can't stop yawning and I'm so tired and I just feel so relaxed." And that's probably because they had so much stress pent up and so much energy. And their body was like, "Oh, we finally get a chance to release this." So whether you had a little release or a big release, I hope that you felt that and that you can remember to do this press and breathe technique. Super easy technique to do. It can also be very private. So for example, you could be sitting at a meeting and somebody's stressing you out. Your hands can be under the table or on your lap, and you can do the press and breathe technique. You could also just be walking around and you're like, this is really stressful. Your hands could be right here, and nobody would have to know. So that's kind of the beauty of it too, is something that you can do privately or in secret. I very often have to use this technique when I'm on the phone and I'm working on this issue. It's getting better. But let's say I'm on the phone to a cell phone company or the copy machine company or something and I've been on hold forever, and maybe I've told the story like 5 times. I'm sure you've all been there before. I maybe might get a little bit feisty or cranky or irritable or bitchy, whatever you want to call it, which is not appropriate for the person who's on the other line. And so I will use this technique to just calm down. Sure. That will be fun. I would just be delighted to tell you the story again for the 10th time. So what it really does for me is just take the edge off and helps me relax in a situation like that. But I also use it when I'm feeling anxious or overwhelmed. So maybe I've just heard something or seen something or experienced something, flipped on the news, got onto Facebook, whatever the case may be, and I'll just press and breathe. And I'll imagine that I'm breathing in light. And then I'm just releasing any of the negative energy that isn't working for me in my body. So again, you can also just breathe in light. And imagine that you're releasing stress or tension or what you just watched or what you just saw, just letting that go out of your body. So again, really good technique. I want to encourage you to use this often. Every time you do this, you are starting to create a new pathway in your brain that says, oh, I don't have to be totally worked out. I don't have to be stressed. Are you sure? That's pretty much what I'm used to. And then you go, and your brain says, oh, we have another option here. We have a different pathway we can choose. And it's like a muscle. It's muscle memory. The more that you do that, then this calming pathway starts to get stronger than this chaos pathway. So right now, this may be the go-to. Chaos, 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 fight or flight, fight or flight. What we're trying to do is also create some new brain pathways here. And this is a very powerful tool to help you relax in the moment and also do that. So you get another chance to practice that right now. I'm going to take another break for the radio show. Take a drink of water. I'm going to ask you to do press and breathe 3 or 4 more times, and I'll be right back. All right, welcome back, everyone. This is Karen Donaldson from Excel Weight Loss Solutions. You can find me at excelweightloss.com. We just got done with doing press and breathe, excuse me, water down the wrong pipe, which is a very powerful technique for calming down. The next thing we're going to do is a technique that helps you to actually raise your energetic vibration by thinking some gratitude thoughts. We're going to combine that with a little bit of breathing as well. Now, I'll be honest, it took me years to really understand just how powerful gratitude was. I was like, yeah, gratitude, grateful for this, grateful for that, whatever. Now you're supposed to be grateful. And I knew that it was important, but I didn't really know why. But one day I was reading something that really made sense to me, and it talked about how when you think or feel thought with gratitude, something that you are truly grateful for, it makes you feel good, and that actually raises your own energy. So I like to describe this as on a scale of 0 to 10, with 0 being, this is a bad day, I'm not feeling so great, I feel grouchy and cranky and low energy and anxious and depressed. And the 10 is like, wow, I feel really good, I'm so positive, I'm motivated, great things are happening. If you're down here at a 0 or a 1, I sometimes call this one land. It's not a very fun place to be. Your energy is low, and again, you just feel kind of yucky. So it's very hard to make a jump from 1 land to 10 land. Someone, oh, think a happy thought, do this instead, just don't worry about it. It's like, the gap is so big that it's just not that easy to make that jump from 1 to 10. You can with practice. But the way that I found with most people, myself included, is to make little baby steps with thoughts of gratitude. And that's what we're going to do today. So imagine that you're in 1 land, and then I'm going to ask you to think of something that you're grateful for, something that makes you happy. And now maybe you've raised your energy up to a 2. So you're in what I would call 2 land. Well, when you're in 2 land, you're going to actually start to attract a little bit better energy to yourself. You're going to feel better, which is actually going to make it be easier to get up to 3 land, just with another little thought. 4 land, 5 land, and so on. Now, honestly, one of the best ways to do this is to not focus on what is bothering you. So let's say that you are stressed out about money and you're like, okay, I'm gonna try to think of a good thought about money. Ugh, that may not happen at the time because there's so much heavy energy with money. So I'm going to encourage you actually to think a thought about something totally different, like a puppy. Why not? Puppies are cute. A flower, a grandchild, a happy memory, the sunshine, things like that that are just little but that are very unrelated to what you happen to be stressed about. Because sometimes it's just too big of a reach. So let's go ahead and practice this technique. And I'm going to leave this part up on the screen. Actually, I'm not. I'm going to stop share screen for a moment and we're going to go through it together. So let's go ahead and just start tapping. We're going to be tapping on 3 different points. So the collarbone points, right here where your little collarbones are, this whole chest area, really good for helping to decrease anxiety. This actually comes from Donna Eden Energy Medicine, which is, it's called 3 Thumps. We're also going to make a fist and tap right here on the sternum while we're breathing. And then the third point we're going to tap on is the rib cage points. So right here on the rib cage points. Those are the tapping points. Again, just wonderful, beautiful tapping points on the body that are doing great things to our mind and to our body. So if you would, just take an assessment of where you are when you're listening to this. Maybe you're feeling good and relaxed because we just did press and breathe, but maybe if you're like, well, I'm at about a 1 or a 2 or a 3, wherever you are, it doesn't matter. We can just practice it anyway. Go ahead and just start tapping on those collarbone points in the chest area. Take some deep breaths in. And on this first deep breath in, say out loud or think to yourself something that you're really grateful for. So it might be, I'm really grateful for my puppy. Or I'm really grateful for my bed. I'm really grateful for the breakfast I had this morning. Really grateful for electricity. I'm glad to turn on the coffee maker. Really grateful for the $5 I have in my wallet. But again, stay away from the topic that might be triggering for you. Think of something you're really grateful for. And on the out breath, just with intention, I'm releasing anything that's not serving me well. Okay, let's do that again as you're tapping. Another thought of gratitude, something that you personally are grateful for. And releasing anything that's not serving you well. Let's do that one more time, tapping on these collarbone points, something else you're grateful for. A bird that you just saw out the window, grass, oxygen, lunch, a family member, a happy event, something that you're remembering that's happy. Little things, big things. And on the out breath, release anything that's not serving you well. Okay, now we're going to go to the sternum point. You're making a fist, and we're tapping, thumping on the sternum. Same process on the in-breath, the thought of gratitude. And on the out-breath, let everything else go. And on the in-breath, another thought of gratitude. And on the out-breath, letting everything else go. And now we're going to go to the rib cage points. We're going to do it a couple of more times. On the in-breath, another beautiful thought of gratitude. Today I'm grateful for my essential oils. I'm grateful that I am here to speak with all of you who are listening. I am grateful for my doggies. And on this last one, when we're thinking about gratitude, if possible for you at all, I am grateful for me. I am grateful for myself. I am grateful for me. whatever that means to you. It could be grateful for God, for spirituality, for yourself. I am grateful for me. Very nice. Just go ahead and stay in that energy. Just reflect upon gratitude. We're going to take another break again. It will be our last break. And then when we come back, I'm going to share some more tools. But stay in this energy right now of gratitude. And during this break, just notice how you feel. Did you bring up your vibration from a 1 to maybe a 4? Do you just feel more balanced and happy overall? Do you feel more calm? Maybe you're smiling a little bit. So please take a moment to reflect on that, and I'll be right back. Okay, welcome back, everybody. Karen Donaldson from excelweightloss.com talking about how to stay calm in a crazy and chaotic world. We've done some very powerful energy healing techniques by press and breathe on the gamut point, by tapping and using gratitude. So in our last remaining segment for today, we are going to talk about a few more techniques that can really help you to feel better in a chaotic world. The next one I'm going to talk about is releasing trapped emotions in your body. Now, what the heck is a trapped emotion? Well, basically, whenever we feel something, maybe we have an experience and we feel some anger or some grief or some anxiety or some worry, and we don't really know how to process it or we don't talk about it, that energy becomes trapped in your body. It's this quantum physical thing. Everything is energy, but truly that energy, it's like a little energy ball. It gets stuck in your body and it just hangs out there. That can cause a few little issues. It's not taking up a lot of space, it's taking up some energetic space, but it absolutely affects your mental health and your physical health and your emotional health. And so EFT tapping is amazing for releasing these trapped emotions, and so is the emotion code. This is another energy healing modality that I absolutely love. Dr. Bradley Nelson is the creator of the emotion code, and there is his new book and also the emotion code chart showing us all of these different emotions that can be trapped in the body and also explaining how to release them. And I'm so thrilled because I got to interview Dr. Nelson actually and talk about trapped emotions and heart walls and cravings and emotional eating and really so much more, physical ailments and so on. So if you'd like to watch that interview, I'm going to encourage you to watch it because it's so great. He's so fun to interview and talk with. You can go to my website at excelweightloss.com and you can learn more about how to release those trapped emotions. Of course, if you find that you need help with that, please reach out. At the end of this presentation, the show, I'm going to share how you can contact me to do that. You can always send me an email at excelweightloss@gmail.com. But I will tell you with absolute certainty that if you have a bunch of trapped emotions that you're hanging on to, that's like your emotional baggage. Bottom line, life is just going to be harder and more stressful, and you'll be more triggered as well. So and we all have them. It's not that you've done anything wrong, it just happens as a course of life. Things happen, we experience emotions, we don't know how to process them, we're not taught that, we hang on to them, they get stuck, they cause some issues. So now we have an opportunity to release those. So welcome to this beautiful world of releasing trapped emotions. It's amazing how good you can feel on the other side of this. So reach out if you need some help with that. But that's another important thing to do. A lot of people are triggered right now. Some people say, why am I triggered so much right now? Well, it might have something to do with things that happened early in your life that were sort of buried or stuffed, and now they're resurfacing. So here's an opportunity to release those. I also want to talk about what are you feeding your mind. I'm just going to touch on this briefly because I don't want to give a lecture, but the food that we put into our body is very important, but also what we put in our mind is important. So anything that's negative energy that triggers you, Facebook, the news, doom and gloom, other people's stuff, think of that, that's like the diet of your mind. So sometimes I'll go to my phone, I'll think, oh, I'll just check this out. And I'll think, oh, Karen, what do you want to put in your mind? Do you really want to feed that to your mind? And sometimes I do anyway, but more often than not these days, I'm like, no, that's not the diet that I want to have for my mind. I want to put healthy things into your mind. So be very aware of what you are feeding your mind. And on that note, let's talk about how you can feed your mind a better diet. So here's the deal. Your conscious mind is actually your thinking and your analytical mind, but it's really your subconscious mind that controls about 90% of your behaviors and actions. And if you want to change your behaviors and actions, then the best place to start doing that is actually with your subconscious mind. And how do you do that? I don't know. I learned about this some years ago, but I had no idea. Like, really? I can change my belief systems? And the answer is yes. So here's what you want to do if you want to plant some new seeds and basically rewire your brain. One of the most effective ways to do this is with a vision board. Now, I don't have any stock in this company, but I will tell you that I love this vision board. There are many out there. This is actually an app. It's called subliminalvisionboards.com. And I love it because you can do so many things with it. You can upload pictures, you can use their own affirmations, you can create your own, you can record your voice. There are frequencies that are recorded in there to help balance your mind and your body. Little timers to help you remember to do it. Absolutely amazing. And so let me just jump back to that for a moment. The way vision boards work is that you are basically planting a new seed in your mind. So let's say you want to focus on a healthy body, or you're going to go on a vacation, or you want to manifest money, or you want to feel better. You want to start focusing on what you desire, excuse me, instead of what you don't desire. So if you wake up every morning and you're like, oh, life sucks, or I'm overweight, I'm never going to be able to do this, I'll never have enough money, those kinds of thoughts, that's kind of like your vision board. That's the energy that you're putting out there. That's the energy that the universe hears, and that's what comes back to you. Now, I don't want to be one of those persons that says, oh, you just have to think a happy thought and everything will be fine. I do believe that it's vitally important to clear out the gunk, and that's what we do with EFT tapping and with the emotion code. But it is also equally important to plant those new seeds, and that's what you can do with a vision board. Basically, you're planting the seeds. There's a part of your brain called the reticular activating system that's now focused on what you desire. You reinforce that with repetition, and there you go. You're able to start manifesting what you really desire out of your life. So it sounds like I'm like all gaga over vision boards. It's because I am. It doesn't have to be an app. It can be something on a piece of paper. It can be a notebook. You can make a poster. I just happen to like this one. It's always on my phone. It's a nice thing to look at in the middle of the day. You can create a zillion of them. So do something. The bottom line is do something to change your mindset. Very, 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 very important piece of the puzzle. All right. Well, that worked out well, everybody. This is, again, recorded this for a radio show, and I'm just about on the timer for being out of time for that, which is great because I'm pretty much on my last slide. For those of you who are watching it on video, we're at the end here. I just want to thank you before I sign off. I want to thank you all for showing up for this for yourselves, for taking the time to listen or the time to watch. You're so worth it. Thanks for letting me be a part of your day. I also want to let you know that if you need more help, please reach out. So many resources available from me, from others. I do have an amazing webinar that's free, all about how to stop cravings and emotional eating, and talking more on the energy world of things. Has a lot to do with the stress response. If you'd like to watch that, you can go to excelweightloss.com/stop emotional eating. And there are dashes between those words. So stop-emotional-eating or stop-emotional-eating. excelweightloss.com/stop-emotional-eating for those of you who are listening. And if you would like to schedule a complimentary appointment with me to find out if there's something that you want to work on together, I would be very happy to meet with you. And for that, you go to excelweightloss.com/apply, APPLY, excelweightloss.com/apply. Thank you so much. Again, this is Karen Donaldson from Excel Weight Loss Solutions. I am an EFT certified practitioner and weight loss coach, a motion code practitioner, certified, and a registered dietitian. Would love to be able to help you. I wish you all the very best. I hope that your day is filled with wonderful positive energy and that you're vibing at a good energy and that you too stay calm in a crazy and chaotic world. Thanks again for joining me. See you next time.